face. Okay, okay. Put your eye daggers away. He smiles and bats his eyes at me, and I can't help but smile back. Okay, let's try again. I close my eyes. This time, instead of putting my head back, I lean forward, resting my hands on each side of my head and plugging my ears with my fingertips. I begin to hum, feeling the vibrations originating from my throat, spreading out, filling all the spaces in my face, then my head. I hear my hum getting quieter with each breath. As the humming grows softer, I can feel my body relaxing. I start to feel like I am swaying from one side to the other. I start to think about Cassius and how I want desperately to be in the mirror with him. The swaying I felt now feels like floating. Joy fills my entire body. I feel like I am flying. Now fear starts to spread as I open my eyes and I am looking at my body, sitting face down next to Cassius's. I can barely hear myself humming, then something grabs my hand. I've got you, Mina. There is nothing to fear. I look down, and there is Cassius hold onto my arm like the string on a balloon. How is this possible? I have so many new questions. I look back in the mirror, at our physical bodies. More and more questions enter my mind. Cassius, how do I get down from here? He smiles at me. My brain wills my body to do it. In the physical world, we learn at such a young age to move in the world that we forget that we had to think about what we were doing before we did it. I can't help but watch in absolute amazement at his level of knowledge, and at the same time, I am just in awe at the fact that I am in the mirror, floating above Cassius's head. Then it hits me. Witchcraft. I feel myself sinking as the thought of what will happen if I am found practicing witchcraft. Cassius. What have we done? I look at him, fear consuming me. He takes my hands in his, and looks deeply into my eyes. Mina, this is not witchcraft. We haven't done anything wrong. I look at him completely shocked. This is not witchcraft? Cassius, we are standing in another world, inside of a mirror. He looks at me so lovingly. Like a parent looking at its infant child. Mina, we are still in the world that you know. He pauses, and I can see him thinking about what he is going to say next. God, our Creator, made everything. Do you agree? I sit watching him. Of course I agree on Cassius. Then he created this world as well. Do you agree? I hesitate to try to see where he is going with this. Yes, Cassius, I agree, but there are things we are taught that are forbidden. He brings my hand to his lips and touches them ever so gently, but I can feel every cell in my body lights up with excitement. He has kissed my hand every day since we left, and this time feels different. It feels like it's magnified a million times. I close my eyes so my heart can drink at this moment, so I will never forget. I let Cassius's voice fill my ears as he continues to explain. Everything that the Creator has made is good. He wants us to enjoy all the gifts he has given us, and the world that he has created for us. But when greed and control take over the hearts of men, the creation poisons itself, and fear is used to control the people and force them to believe the lies being told to them daily. I can't take my eyes off of him, his words circling my brain. Finally, I can't hold my questions back anymore. Has my soul left my physical body? He looks at me shocked. Yes. Can I die if I am gone for too long? No, but anytime you leave you to want to be in a safe place, where you won't be disturbed. Can another spirit take over my physical body? He lets out his infectious laugh, and it fills the entire space. No, nothing can take over your body. I think for a moment. Tell me more about this place, Cassius. He clears his throat and then starts to explain that anything is possible here. He tells me that if I wanted to go to a particular place, all I have to do is will myself there, and I will be there. He explains that in this part of the world there are no limits to what can be done. I raise an eyebrow at the thought of no boundaries. The first things that came to my mind was a sunset at the beach, and before the words could even leave my mouth, I closed my eyes and suddenly could smell the salt in the air, and the roar of the waves crashing on the shore, then quietly retreating. Birds sing and squeak in the distance. I open my eyes and am in awe of what I see. We are standing on the beach together, our hands look almost like they have melted into each other. I stand there staring in front of me, mouth gaping open in awe. It's the universe, and all of its magnificent glory. Swirling universes appear in the distance, stars of all sizes flicker in the sky. Clouds of purple, pinks, blues, and hints of orange and green linger in the sky. They are so full they look like they could rain. Lanterns float in the sky, the waves grow closer, warm water washing over my feet. I look up at Cassius with absolute wonder and amazement in my eyes. Where are we, Cassius? He pulls me closer to him, our skin touching, eyes locked. You made a silent wish, and the universe looked deeper. We are exactly where your heart wanted to be. He pauses, and looks around. This is absolutely beautiful, a perfect place for us to hide from the watching eyes. He looked down at me, and kissed me with all the passion in his body. I kissed him in return with all the passion I could find inside of me. Our kiss felt different here. It was more intense, and I felt like he had never kissed me before. I opened my eyes, and looked at him. He was staring at me with wild passion, like he did when we first came into my room and Constance used her body as an anchor and begged him to leave. What are you thinking about, Cassius? His beautiful Cheshire smile beams from his lips. He points and tells me to look. Off in the distance is a bonfire, its flames roaring high into the sky. Colors of orange, red, teal, and blue can be seen dancing in the ring of beautiful colored rocks, containing the flames within. The wood cracks, and pops, sending beautiful red embers flying into the night sky. I am overwhelmed with excitement. My grip tightens on his hand, as I look just beyond the fire, and see at the edge of what I think is a jungle there is a bed made out of twisted vines. The tip of the twist on top of each other making an arbor over the bed. Beautiful white linen hangs from the twisted vines, and blow lightly to the rhythm of the waves. I look up and smile at Cassius. I didn't do that. He looks down at me, and smile. You're right. I did. He scoops me up effortlessly and carries me over to the canopy of vines and beautiful linen. Candles float in place along the walls. Cracks in the vines allow for the sea air to move in and out of the vined room freely. Cassius lays me down on the pillow-like mattress and I sink into what I can only guess to be down feathers. I look down at my feet. An opening to our secluded room opens so I still see the bonfire. Cassius stands next to the bed. My ankles exposed, he licks his lips and smiles. May I touch you, my love? His question brings a smile to my face. Of course you may. Cassius leaves my side and slowly walks to the foot of the bed. His face is blacked out from bright light of the flames behind him. I can hear him saying something in a low, deep voice. The language is foreign to me, but my heart says I know it. He almost sounds like he is chanting, or humming, and then it hits me. He's praying. My ears adjust and his foreign tongue becomes known to me. I can't get over this magic that Cassius has shown me. I listen to what he is saying. As I listen, tears come to my eyes as my heart is filled with unspeakable amount of joy. He is thanking his Creator for bringing me back to him so quickly. For giving me the strength to get into his world the first time, and for not forsaking him, even after all the wrongs he has done in his existence. I don't think about any of those things right now. I want to stay focused on this moment. I don't want to be whisked away from this place by thinking of anything other this place, this bed, and what Cassius is doing at the foot of this bed he has made for us.